Welcome to session on configuring and using bills receivable. In this session, we shall be covering the topics on how a risk can be re-established for bills receivable and another topic on how to recall the bills receivable and set its status to unpaid. Let's start with the topic on how a risk is re-established for a bills receivable. Before we go into details, let's take an overview about bills receivable. A bills receivable is a transaction recorded in the system where customer agrees to pay on a future dated date referred to as the maturity date. A bills receivable can be created from various types of transactions like invoices, credit memos and all, which have a drawee customer and a bills receivable receipt method. Once the BR has been created, we need to remit the bills receivable to your bank or a financial institution to initiate the collection process from customers. Bills receivable remittances are classified as follows. Standard. In standard bills receivable remittance, the receivable is remitted to the bank and bank manages the collection. On maturity date, the bank collects the funds from the customer and transfers to the bank account of the organization directly. The financial risk of the customer is borne by the remitting party, that is us. There are factored bills, and within the factored bills we have two different classifications: factored with recourse and factored without recourse. Bills receivable remitted to the bank as a collateral in return for a cash advance or a loan from the bank is known as a factored bill. If bills receivable has been factored with recourse, a receipt is created upon remittance and applied to a short-term debt for the default risk. The accounting for the short-term debt is driven through the receivable activity. A bill receivable factored without recourse, in that case the bill is closed upon remittance, as the bank owns the financial risk once the bill receivable has been remitted to the bank. In the following slide, let's see how a risk is established for a bills receivable. The risk is established for a bills receivable remitted as factored with recourse by recording a short-term debt, and a receipt is created and applied to this short-term debt. This all happens once the remittance batch has been approved. The closed matured bills receivable acts upon the bills receivable whose maturity date is in past. The receipt created at the time of remittance is unapplied from the short-term debt and applied to bills receivable, and a risk is eliminated. The eliminate risk action can also be used to eliminate risk if the customer pays the amount within the risk elimination period. If the customer does not make payment after the risk has been eliminated, we can re-establish the risk by using the re-establish risk action. Let's see the various setups and steps which are required to see how the risk can be re-established for customers who are at a risk of non-payment. As a prerequisite, the customer account must have a drawee site before a bills receivable can be created for them. We can establish a drawee site by going to the customer site and having a site use as drawee. We also need to ensure that a bills receivable receipt method has been created so that the transactions can be created with the required receipt method. As seen on the slide, step 1, the customers must be having a drawee site. Site purpose have to be drawee in such a case. To run this scenario, we shall be creating a transaction for eligible customers and ensure that the receipt method of bills receivable is used for such a transaction. The receipt method is given under the payment subtab within the customer region on the transaction header. Another important point, the paying customer should always be populated in case this transaction has to be picked by the remittance batch. After creating the transaction, we shall be creating a bills receivable batch or an individual transaction for the bills receivable. At this moment, no receipt is created and no risk has been established. We need to fill in the maturity date, which is the date of maturity of this bills receivable. At this stage, the status of bills receivable is pending remittance. Once the bills receivable has been created successfully, as a next step, we shall be remitting the bills receivable by creating the bills receivable remittance batch and approve the same. Upon approval, the receipt is created and is applied to a short-term loan or a debt, and the risk is established. The accounting for the short-term debt or the loan is derived from the receivable activity. Again, a word of caution, the bills receivable remittance batch has to be approved before the risk can be established. The created receipt can be seen from the Manage Receipts workbench by providing the required search criteria. At this stage, the bills receivable status has changed to factored. As a next step, if the maturity date isn't passed, we shall run the close matured bill receivable program. This program is going to change the status of the bills receivable to matured pending risk elimination if the maturity date wasn't passed. Once the risk has been eliminated, the bills receivable status is changed to closed and the receipt which was created at the time of remittance batch is unapplied from the short-term debt and applied to the bills receivable. We need to provide our comments and the accounting date for eliminating the risk. As we can see in the screen, the receipt was unapplied from the short-term debt and applied to the bills receivable upon the final stage. After the risk was eliminated, let's assume that the customer ended up in not paying the required amount. At this stage, we need to take the action to re-establish the risk. The bills receivable transaction has several actions enabled after the risk was eliminated previously. One of such actions is re-establish the risk. We shall need to provide our comments and the accounting date when this risk is going to be re-established. Once the risk is re-established, the receipt is unapplied from the bills receivable and is again applied back to the short-term debt or the loan. As you can see in the screen, in this step, the receipt has been unapplied from the bills receivable and applied back to the short-term debt. If we look at the accounting for the receipt which has been created till this point, we can clearly see in the final stages, the receipt was again unapplied from the bills receivable and has been reapplied to the short-term debt or the loan. With this, we shall be concluding the topic for bills receivable, how we can re-establish the risk. In the next topic, we shall be covering how we can recall the bills receivable and set its status to unpaid. Again, before we talk about how we can recall a bills receivable and set its status to unpaid, let's look at brief about the bills receivable. The bills receivable is a separate transaction recorded in the system where the customer agrees to pay on a future date called the maturity date. Bills receivable are created from all types of transactions within receivables having a drawee customer and a bills receivable receipt method. Once the bills receivable has been created, we need to remit it to the bank to initiate the collection process from the customer. We have different types of remittances which are classified into standard and factored with recourse and factored without recourse. We are able to establish the risk only for the bills receivable remittance which are factored with recourse. For the bills receivable which are factored without recourse, the bill is closed upon remittance as the bank is the primary owner of the financial risk in that case. The factored bills receivable gives the ability to customers to remit bills receivable as a collateral in return for cash advance or loans from a bank or a financial institution. For bills receivable factored with recourse, the customer is the primary owner of the risk. The risk is established by recording a short-term debt or a loan. The financial accounting for the short-term debt is driven by the receivable activity which has been created as part of the configuration. The receipt which gets created is applied to the short-term debt once the remittance batch is approved. The risk elimination days to bill are assigned from the bills receivable remittance receipt method, and it is the number of days after the bills receivable maturity date that you have to clear the short-term debt on a factored bills receivable. The bills receivable which has been remitted can be recalled from the remittance batch. The bill will be recalled from the remittance batch if there is an error in the remittance process or if we have received the payment against the bill from customer. The recall can be done by using the recall action available on the bills receivable transaction page. Once we submit the recall, the status of bills receivable is updated to pending remittance in case the maturity date is in future. If the maturity date of the bills receivable isn't passed, the options are available both to set the status of bills receivable as unpaid or recall. You can choose as per the business need. On the bills receivable maturity date, the drawee is expected to make a payment against the bill. If the payment has not been received, it should be marked as unpaid. Once the bills receivable has been marked as unpaid, the status of the bill is updated to unpaid and open balance is recorded as a debit to bills receivable. If the status of bill is matured pending risk elimination, receivables reverses the receipt created when bill was factored with recourse. If the bill is factored with recourse or remitted and then closed as unpaid, the receivables reverses the receipt created as a result of approval of the remittance batch. In the subsequent slides, let's see the setup and the steps required to recall a bill and set its status to unpaid. As we discussed earlier, the customer must have a drawee account site in case it wishes to have a bill receivable created for it. Further, we also need a receipt method of bills receivable type in case we need to create a transaction which is eligible to be picked up against a bills receivable transaction. Once this setup is in place, we can create transactions for the eligible customers, and we need to ensure that the receipt method of bills receivable has been used. Again, a point to be noted that the paying customer at the transaction level should always be populated in case this remittance has to be done. In our example, let's create a bills receivable transaction with maturity date in future. Once the bills receivable has been created successfully, create a bills receivable remittance batch for this bills receivable document and approve the same. The status of the bills receivable changes to factored at this moment. And if we look at the available actions, recall is one of the actions available at this particular stage. Recall the bills receivable from the remittance batch when maturity date is in future. You can see the status of the bills receivable is updated to pending remittance. Let's create another bills receivable document with the maturity date in past. Create a bills receivable remittance batch for this bills receivable document and approve the same. The status of bills receivable has changed to remitted. At this stage, the actions available for the bills receivable document are recall and mark as unpaid. This is due to the maturity date of this bills receivable is in past. You can mark the bills receivable as unpaid when maturity date was in past. The status of the bills receivable at this moment would be changed to unpaid. Thank you.